So guys, I told Zach that I had a cold open, and his response was, "Okay, whatever." So that's how we're starting off the show today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
So Black Friday is a pretty big holiday for me. I don't normally line up. I don't do any of the craziness. Don't go to a store at midnight. But I am on the lookout on Twitter, on all the digital advertisements for good deals. Normally DVDs. Well, not DVDs because I'm not Ben.
Wow.
4K Blu-rays, video games, a lot of technology stuff. But is there anything for Black Friday that you guys are looking for, kind of waiting to pull the trigger on?
I'm glad you said trigger. Yeah, like
Segue.
gun
'Cause
deals.
more Sonic figures.
No, I was looking for like gun deals, like a gun safe or like ammunition or just like shit that goes with it. That's it's not as exciting, as maybe a new gun, but it's like, well, I actually really need this, so
The gun
Like
equipped for
like the
all, if
bullets
you will.
this time?
yeah, like a range bag, the bullets, cleaning kits, stuff like that, because my little collection is growing, so.
It's
I need all
amazing
the
how much you
accoutrement.
can spend on the accoutrement.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
I'm looking at a rifle. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow, but
yeah.
just the upgrades that I want to do to it are almost like 3/4 the cost, maybe even more,
Yeah.
of the whole thing itself, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, my ammo for a box, just to go to a range for a day is about $100 just in ammo.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since we can't have guns here, I've been saving my money for tea, so I can serve the robbers tea when they come in and fuck me.
Oh, wow. You can have
Is that what you
just-
serve?
Oh, just
everyone?
come right on in. Don't worry about it. Yes, it's okay.
the Roberts
tea.
are probably going to be so nice over there, though. Hey, I noticed the doors are locked. Hey, I'm just going to take this TV if you don't mind, eh?
I needed to get my mom something for Christmas, but I'm on rough times there.
Rough times there.
There you go.
To answer your question, Mr. Marco, I've got a lot of games to catch up on. Like I was saying backstage, I'm playing Spider-Man 2 right now. I've also been playing Tears of the Kingdom on Switch. So like that's a lot. I know Dean wants me to play Elden Ring and GTA 5 with him a little bit more.
DLC is coming out soon.
Right? And then, but I keep hearing about how good Baldur's Gate 3 is, and so I'm like, if I
want
see
that
a
one
deal
too.
on that one, I would pull the trigger on it, just because
the
it looks
tricky-
pretty fucking cool.
The tricky part of that one is I think it's digital only, though, right? So the chances that there's going to be a really good deal might be tough, but I'm on the lookout.
Is it
Let me know
really
if you see
digital
something.
only?
I think so.
didn't know
There
that.
might be like a overseas release physically, but I think in the U.S. market, digital
now
only.
you
Zach's
say
like,
it.
what the fuck are they talking about?
I heard Baldur's Gate 3. I never heard that game. Baldur's Gate
Sean
3.
Ford-
I don't know what that is.
Sean Forrester says it is digital only. I actually didn't know that. I'm glad I
didn't
didn't
know
waste
that
time
either.
going around for a physical copy.
Oh God, Ben's like, I can't find a copy. I've gone to 10 stores.
Wow.
Must have sold out on Black Friday. You hate to see
Pulling a
it.
fern is what that's called.
I've been getting into like handheld devices. Like I just got a 2DS this week, and I've been trying to pick up some retro games. So there is actually quite a few of those shops in town. So probably hit up some of those for Black Friday. I didn't even know Black Friday. You said like lining up. I didn't know that was still a thing. I thought most of the stores that did that don't do that anymore, right? Like
Yeah, they do the
Walmart and
raffle.
Target. No, they don't. They don't open on Thursday anymore, right? It's only like Friday mornings.
The way I've seen it, like especially like Best Buy, they open Thursday, but you have to get in line to get tickets for items you want to buy that you could buy
I actually
after
like
midnight.
that. I actually like that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that. My parents used to do that a lot, and there's always the crazy stories of how they like got $4 off of video games. So it's not really worth it to me.
Yeah, it's never worth it for sure.
Black Friday is always kind of odd to me. There's some holsters that I'm looking at, but the company, it's weird because I feel like Black Friday gets pushed forward every year, and so a lot of stores that I shop at, they're already doing like their Black Friday sale, and I'm sure they'll probably have like a little bit of a better sale for Black Friday, but it's like, you could just buy it all month hassle free, and then we got Collector Joy in the chat. Actually, I meant to switch shirts, but I got knocked out by this pain medicine I took today. But congrats on 5K to Joey. Very cool. I'm actually making him some gifts to mail to him for his channel. Let me see. Do I have
Nice.
Oh, here we go. I don't know if this here. Look, this is a little. I'll just show you what I'm working on, Joey.
Oh,
So
wow.
that'll be. I gotta make it. I gotta clean it up. It came out kind of rough. So might have
Ben
to
and I are
put
over
that.
here like, wow, we never actually got anything like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
handcrafted Ben. How dare you, Ben?
Ocarina.
I broke. My knuckles were raw just sanding that thing for. Oh, he just had it. That's awesome.
Where'd you have it?
so-
It's always on my desk, buddy. Right? It's always right in front of me.
To be fair, Marco called me out. We had an Amazon package that was delayed for like 2 days, but your asphalt paint got here today, or whatever color we chose.
I also got a lot of those
So-
plastic squares in the mail the one time randomly, which was very nice of you guys.
Wait, what?
Not the plastic, the resin poured
I think it's
hexagonal bases.
Oh yeah, I got. Yeah, how dare you?
Do I sound-
How dare
do I
both
sound
of you
robotic?
guys? How dare both of you guys? I do so much for you guys.
Could
do.
you guys-
I just have to give you shit?
You know what? I'm fucking out of here. I'm
Oh,
fucking.
maybe
I can't deal with
maybe
this
it
guy.
was me.
Okay.
Wow, he finally quit. Thank God.
No.
I thought he quit when he didn't show up to the show earlier.
Oh yeah, I guess I threw my shoulder out or something. I like lifted really weird like a week and a half ago, and my shoulder's just been like, I don't know, all
I've
these
legit-
muscles in the
I've
shoulder.
legit never seen Dean that worried though. I'm not gonna lie. I even was like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" And
Well-
he's like, "I don't know. I haven't even like Zach hasn't responded. Like I don't know
know,
what's
someone else
happening."
die?
We were about to call Victoria. Like
Yeah, no. Victoria told me, she was like, "Hey, you have." I told her to wake me up at 8:15, and she did. And I went back to sleep, and then she woke me up again, and I thought I heard her say you have 10 minutes till the show starts, and so, I went to go like kind of stretch my back out real quick, and then
Gross.
I see on my computer, oh, you got a call from Ben. I'm like, why the fuck is Ben calling me? And then like I'm still just like taking my time. I'm like, oh, maybe some butt dial. Let me go to the restroom real quick, wash some gooch grease off.
Jesus.
Doing a little aerobics, trying to get my back loosened up.
Lollygag.
And yeah, and then I was like, oh shit, it's 8:33. So that
You can do aerobics while we're live if you want. I mean,
jazzercise.
just switch it up a bit.
Yeah, that's my bad. But we're here. The show must go on.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection. These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collecting weekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank everyone out there watching, wherever you're catching us, whether it's live, the YouTube studio audience, or on the replay, wherever you listen to your podcast at. We also want a huge shout out to Collector Zone for sponsoring the channel.
Very cool. We'll talk about them a little bit more later. We have a lot of people in the chat. We got Toy Mafia, Big Ol' Fern, Tara Leonard, the lovely Tara, Sean Forrester, Thor Gaming, 12-inch Moose Dream, Caffeinated Comic Fan, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Yomo, Alvin J, Loki Collector, Sunnyvale Russ, DJ. Gosh, he said his body is ready. I wish my body was ready for tonight. My goodness. Gigi, we're fucking falling apart.
Hey, shout out Gigi.
Yeah, shout out Gigi. Yeah, wonderful news from the Gigi family this week. 6 collector, Thor Gaming. That was so fucking funny. Draw the line 35. King Dingaling, Alvin J, Calvin in the chat. Eddie Rodriguez, what's up, dudes? What's up, Eddie? Sean Forrester, Mark P, Collector Joey again. Congrats on 5K. It's really cool. 12 Blue Stream, Thor Gaming. Love to see it. We got Ben in the chat and Jazzy. Jazzy, let me know if you finished that D&D episode. It's fucking crazy what happened. Sam, yes, I'm sure I said that. But yeah, we have both a lot of stuff to talk about and consequently not that much stuff to talk about. But Dean, before we get into all of that, we have a very special segment we kick off all the best shows with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Hey, I got a couple of good things new this week. This I got from Rainer. It's the Spider-Punk Battle of the Band.
It's a sick freaking cover.
Yeah, so this one he actually got in, I don't know if you can see that, but in the UK. So he paid £16. About the British Spider-Man. What do you call these? The thicker comic book. It's like several
Square
issues in
bound.
one?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a trade paperback.
Trade paperback. Thank you. I like the back cover. That's so sweet. But yeah, he picked that up for me over there. So this is very cool. I have not read it yet, but I will. And then today, Rainer and I were running some errands, and we went into a store, and I saw something I couldn't live without, and let me grab it.
It's definitely a Sonic.
Here we go. Hang on, let me get the.
Hold on, it looks
Thank
like a
God.
Hot Toys box. Hold
You
on.
ready?
Yeah.
Let's see this.
Whoa!
Did it?
Finally did it.
Yeah, so it doesn't have the Vader in it, so I just got the Target, which
Even
is fine.
better.
Even better, yeah. So I got it a little cheaper. Still a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but we worked out a really good deal for it.
That's so crazy because I had 2 figures that you're gonna buy for me, and I've been waiting, and then it's so crazy.
I told you a long time ago that
so
wasn't
crazy.
going to happen.
Now I know how you felt that one time that happened to me. So
Versace.
we're even. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is super cool. I finally finished a New Hope collection.
Dean, are you punking us right now? Are you gonna open it up and there's like all Sonic figures in there?
No,
Jesus
I swear
Christ,
to
can you
God,
imagine?
It's actually it's
a
Target.
bag of
He's-
sand.
Keep getting away with this.
He's actually in here.
What'd you pay for this?
In Canadian dollars.
Oh, that's sexy.
It was 400.
That's not bad. That's a
Not
good
bad.
price.
And then Rainer owed me money for something I had sold him anyway. So I took that off of what he owed me. So really, I only owe $245. So
Wow.
not bad at all. Very cool.
Nice pickup, Dean.
When are you going to do a collection tour, Dean? You have so many hidden gems in there, I'm sure. I just want to see it.
I don't know. I'll get to
Gotta
one
do it, buddy.
eventually. People
No,
have been
don't do a
asking me to
collection
do one
tour.
for a long time. So
Yeah.
Keep 'em guessing.
I asked you to do it for
He
2
just-
years, so.
He just keeps putting treasures back on his desk there. I'm like, where does he put it all? He said the other day he's got like a warehouse-sized room. I want to fucking see this room. I want to see it.
yeah.
Or invite me over. One of the two. One of the two.
I want
There you
that.
go.
Wow. Let's see. Well, we had like 8 slides for Eddie, but he's not here, so he got some stuff. Do you boys get anything before we do mine?
Not this week. Hopefully, something for next week.
I was upset because I watched the season finale of Loki and then immediately wanted to buy the TVA Loki, and he was sold out everywhere in town.
Bro,
And
so bad.
I can only get him from Pop Culture at this point, so I'm like, I kind of want him though,
And
but I also know that we're gonna see others, so I don't know.
He's probably going to be cheap sometime in the near future. On
Yeah, you
Pop
think I
Culture,
should hold on?
bet you.
Hold on.
I would hold off, but see how many they have in stock.
You
just in
you
case.
have them, right?
I do, yeah.
If you decide to sell
And
them, you just let
everyone's
me
been
know.
clowning me this whole time, saying that's not
I
a good
did.
Loki.
I love
it is,
That's
but I
crazy.
want
You're
one.
not kidding. Yeah,
a
everyone
great
was
figure.
like,
The
this
sculpt
figure
is awesome.
sucks.
Yeah,
Abuelo Loki.
Loki. That's right.
Yeah.
But the sculpt is really damn good, honestly. It's a great figure.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Well, I still want to get them
one-
either way.
Yeah, I've seen one photo that made me really want it, and yeah, it's hard to find. I think Stevens Collectibles may have them. I'm not sure if that would be cost prohibitive, Ben, but Wow, SpongeBob says, Ben, I have a spare TVA Loki if you want to get it for me.
Yep.
Thomas, you could
Hit me
actually
up.
just send that to me. That would be great.
Vulture.
That
me
would
up,
be
Classy.
awesome. So, we'll start on the right. So, again, I mentioned earlier I'm getting into classic handhelds. I picked up a 2DS and installed what's called CFW's custom firmware. And it is the jankiest procedure of installing anything ever that I've ever done. It's like hover over to this icon, turn off your console, turn it back on. Don't press anything but press A. Go to this option, don't press it, turn it off, turn it back on, press this option, take the memory card out, put it in, put it back in, do this obscure button combo. At the end of it, it's working, and I can download basically any game on my 2DS for free. It's fucking awesome. But I did pick up the original authentic Japanese red, green, blue, and yellow. They're pretty fantastic. I did have some issues with the games themselves. I haven't cleaned them out yet, but the guy got them from on eBay. Super nice guy. I talked to him last night, and he's like, "Yeah, I have a bunch of these, so if you have issues, I could arrange a return, and we could send you a new set or a refund or whatever." But yeah, he said they'd been in storage for a little bit, so he said they may have gotten dusty. But they seem to be working fine today, so we'll try to clean them off this week and see what happens. And if you watch After Dark, I mentioned the significance of Twilight Zone recently, but the other day we were driving, and I don't know how California is or Canada, but in Texas, if you just don't want something, you just put it on the curb. And there's so many people just like, because we live fairly close to Mexico, so like people will just take it and then either resell it or take it to Mexico. So
That seemed racial,
I don't know.
but then I understood.
Yeah, so this person had put this stack of stuff out. There was just like, a few movies and DVDs and whatever. And I saw it in my rear view mirror, and I like slammed on the brakes and like reversed like almost a block. And I was like, yo, was that the Twilight Zone box set I just saw in my rear
Zach's
view
one
mirror?
of those Mexicans he was just talking about.
Yeah, I am one of those Mexicans. That's right. You stole my pickup line, Dean. Anyways, I was one of those, and I have a complete 5-season. It is a DVD, but it's the box set of the Twilight Zone. Very excited to dig into this, and yeah, apparently
You got Twilight Zone piling up.
Yeah, I got it's first it's Merlin, now it's Twilight Zone. The shows keep piling on up.
Bro,
yeah.
I just realized those are actual DVDs. That's cool. They look like
they were
VHSs.
I like DVDs.
Okay, so I thought they were VHSs when Victoria picked them up, and then when I opened it, they're like in the crystal cases, so like folds out, and it's like each season's like 5 to 6 DVDs. It's pretty wild.
Okay. Also, I think it's hilarious that you saw it and you reversed
Well,
your
no,
car
no,
and then
no.
you made Victoria get out.
Well, because the way that we were, like, it was right by the. How dare you? It was right.
I didn't catch that part.
How dare you? You know what? I'm out of here. I'm out.
No.
Chivalry has officially died.
How
It's
dare
been
you?
dead in his household before.
Okay, Marco, you're one to talk.
What if
I
they?
am one to talk.
What if it rains or something though? Like that seems, I don't know. I guess it doesn't.
Well, it was
barely.
raining.
Oh,
It was
geez,
raining when this happened.
Oh, damn.
God.
The
Victoria
worst
saved
part
it.
was there was 2 box sets of, and I don't remember what the second was, but she's like, "Oh, you wouldn't be interested in it." And by the time I went back the next day, it was gone. But I was like, "What if I would have been it? Like, how do
That's
you know what
probably
I'm
like
interested
Merlin
in?"
or
That's
something.
almost as
The one that
exciting
got
as my
away.
Animorph story, but
Immediately.
It's
went
as
about it.
exciting, I think.
You didn't have to seduce a hot mom to get these. Though, so that's the,
I had to seduce
you
a hot
did.
mom to pick them off the curb for me. But, it is what it is, boys.
Amen, brother.
So I'm pretty happy because that's like an $80 box set. Let's see.
Yeah.
Rob Barnes says one man's junk is another man's treasure. Yeah. So, wow, look at this hovering over the Yeah, it was.
I'm honestly shocked they just put it on the curb and like didn't try and like sell it on Facebook Marketplace or.
Yeah, and it's there's a whole thing. I'll probably talk about it tomorrow a little bit more, but like the whole thing of synchronicities, and recently had that dream, and it was like kind of tied in the Twilight Zone, and in the dream it was dark and rainy, and in this moment it was dark. I don't know, crazy stuff. But let's move on. So this is just a quick recap The Feral Predator at $395 went up for pre-order a few days ago. This is October 2024 to March 2025. It's a bit expensive.
That's real expensive. $395.
What are we thinking on this one? I think it's perhaps a bit more than I was thinking it would be.
Yeah, I mean, he is bigger than like the average figure, but that seems real high.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 360 maybe.
375.
Like $100 more than like a normal figure.
Mm-hmm.
That, because after shipping and tax, you're well into the fours. That seems excessive.
I agree. Ben, Mark, anyone?
Sorry, I was just looking up. So I was just looking up the Jake Sully figure because the Jake Sully came in at $335. You still have a similar height range, I would say, and a similar like amount of body painting for the most part. So I am a little bit surprised. Like Avatar was also an extremely popular movie, and while this did really well, I wouldn't put it on Avatar's standards for sure. So I'm surprised this guy came in so much higher, but it is a really cool figure. I'm not one for jointed figures, despite my love for joints, and this I find you can hide them incredibly well though. Like with the peach on here, like it looks really good. So
you love joints, man.
Yes, exactly. I just slipped that in there, but this is one I think I'll probably pass on. I really liked Naru in the film. Like to me, like she was the standout, not necessarily the Predator, as cool as he was, for sure. So I think I'll probably stay away from this line, especially with the price. I feel like if they gave us like a wild price point like they did with the Venom, right? The Venom was like half a figure taller than the Spider-Man, and it was only $10 more expensive than the original Tom Hardy Venom. If they'd done something wild with this and put it at $280, I'd probably get it. Honestly, that's a price point that I would tip myself into the basket, but not for that much more. I think that's a little insane for me.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben, where that price point came in, and it was something that might have been like, okay, don't think about it. If it was like sub 315, okay, for sure getting it. But at that price point, I'm like, it's got me contemplating a lot more, and I'm thinking I'm just going to hold out. Like you talked about pop culture earlier, a lot of those figures that I thought maybe I missed out on, I've been able to keep an eye on. So I think there's other places to grab these. I'm not as inclined to just jump on something right away if it's not priced exactly where I want it. So yeah, looks great. Love the film, but definitely a wait and see for me.
I also will say, like after seeing Eddie's NECA figure, and I think yours as well, Zach, like those are pretty nice figures. Like, and they're a scale that I find like I could fit into the collection room a little easier than committing to the Hot Toys scale, despite my love for 6. But
yeah. You're thinking twice the scale, 10 times the price. I don't know that the paint is 10 times better. And I think using the Jack Sully as a reference is really good. It's a fairly recent figure. The height, this one has the LED feature. The Jack Sully has like the light up luminescent paint.
Sorry, buddy, that's Jake Sully.
Or Jake Sully, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is like a shocking price to me. And obviously things are getting more expensive. That's not unheard of, but like kind of like what Marco said as well, like this character and this license, I mean, this was a straight to streaming film. Like this isn't like the number one blockbuster of all time franchise like Avatar. I don't like this price, and get it or not, I'm at a not. I think this is much too expensive for what it is. Dean, I think you're probably feeling the same way.
Yeah, that's I didn't love the movie to spend that kind of money on it, so
yeah,
easy pass for me.
Yeah,
I know I can't compare NECA to Hot Toys. I understand that they're a vastly different quality. I'm just saying, if I wanted that particular Predator in the collection, and I don't feel like I can justify the price or the space, I can still have the representation. And the NECA one was really cool in hand. I will say, I got to give it credit. So
yeah. Marco, you're
totally
probably
didn't answer the question. Yeah, I'm gonna wait, but I'm gonna say not right now. Just too expensive.
Sorry, it's a not for me as well.
There you go. Hot Toys released Gilgamesh. These are the blogger photos. I think this portrait, when we first saw it, I thought it was one of their better ones, and I think even on release, I think it still looks really fantastic. you know, I'll have to wait to see the actual reviews. Obviously, these are Hot Toys professional photos that they may or may not be edited, but just looking at this, man, this looks fucking great. And I'm looking forward to, you know, to seeing some people get their hands on this. But a lot of people that have seen this movie said that Gilgamesh and his storyline are one of their favorite parts of the film. So good to see that, though they didn't do the ensemble cast, we did get a few key characters with him and Angelina Jolie's character, and looks pretty damn good, to be honest.
Yeah, I think objectively it's a good looking figure. Like you said, the head sculpt is really, really good. The paint on it, very well done. Credit where credit's due. Fantastic head sculpt. Also, it looks like it'd be a cool figure to pose around. I don't know. The suit looks like it'd be very annoying, but I've had really cool figures that are kind of difficult to pose, so that's not really that big of a deal breaker. Like, that's a cool pose right there on the right. Like, it looks like it could do pretty much anything you're going to want it to do. It'll look good on the shelf with Athena.
Is that really a cool pose?
It's cool enough. I mean, it's not like
he looks like he's taking a dump in the corner.
It's not like a superhero landing or anything, but like, it's, you know, if you put that on in your detail, I think it would look cool.
Shitting in the woods.
It's not that bad, but sure. I like it.
That's awesome. I was curious when I was looking at this. It does look like it's like the pleather or the leather material in the arms. So while I do think it would have some posability, I would be a little bit worried about failure over time. But maybe Hot Toys is beyond that. Maybe they've found a new material that will surprise us all. I do think the likeness is extremely strong. And I think if you were going to have a representation of the Eternals in your collection, Athena and Gilgamesh were standout characters in that film for me. They were together quite a bit. I liked the storyline of what was going on with her character. It's interesting because the prototype for Athena was pretty solid, and then I thought that there was a little bit of a downgrade when we saw the production, whereas this I actually think looks just as strong, if not stronger, than what we saw with the prototype. So for the folks who are excited about this one, heck yeah, this is a sweet figure. This, again, I just don't want to necessarily collect the Eternals characters, though. I felt like it was a good movie, but I didn't feel like it was such a great movie that it left an emotional impression on me that I'd want to collect from it. So, but I'm happy for the folks that are excited. This is a sweet one.
Wow, what an optimistic take. The movie was boring. The figure's boring.
What? It was not a boring movie. It was easily a B+ tier.
B+ tier. Okay,
I don't think
this
it's B+.
another time.
I'll give it a B+. I thought it was good.
It wasn't as terrible as I had previously heard, but it definitely had a very boring vibe to it. And the fact that we really haven't seen these characters come back at all, right? Like that, I think that's one big issue with the MCU. Like, things are feeling so disjointed. We don't know, like, if we knew that this guy was going to come back and, like, you know, appear in some future film, you know, there's something maybe to get excited about. But if this was the only time we ever see him, I don't know that it warrants really a space in many collections. So just a bit of a snooze overall, but the sculpt is really strong. So we'll give it that. But yeah, where's Andor? Where's Namor? There's so many other figures that I'd rather have Cal Kestis than this guy.
Bro, stop the Asian hate.
Even Doctor Strange's partner, what the heck is his name now? Again, it's on the tip of my tongue. Wong. Thank you. I wanted to say Juan, but that sounded racist.
Juan.
Yeah. Just a little
not
less.
Hispanic.
Just a little less. Eddie, welcome. Let's rewind a bit. Eddie, what did you get new this week?
Shit ton of stuff.
All right, let's go. Just kidding.
I got
what you got.
So I got the new Black Panther from, I think this is still from the Solo movie, but it's the Civil War suit because he wears it in the beginning of the movie, which is pretty sick, by the way. I prefer this suit over I had the one from the original release from the movie. I never had the original Civil War suit, but I've always preferred this look. It's bulkier. I like the suit more, so that's really cool. It also poses pretty damn well for like a limited Hot Toy figure. It poses pretty good. You could do a lot of Black Panther poses. So that's pretty sick. That was a waitlist conversion, so I got lucky on that one. Even though it's available in other spots, but I got it converted on Sideshow. And then my boy Chasen is selling a lot of stuff, and he's got a lot of Star Wars stuff on hold for me, and one of the figures was Qui-Gon. So I ended up picking that back up. That's a figure I owned and sold and regretted it. So now I got that back, which is awesome. I got him in a what I feel like is a pretty sick pose there. Yeah,
Good for you.
That's those two. Thanks, man. And then this, I already talked about. This is the Batman Begins, but I put it in new this week because I got the OT Customs drape cape for him. Now, this is not the screen accurate one because it's not the velvet cape, which sucks. I thought it was, but it's not. But there's other people that have, like, I think Jackson did a velvet cape, but it's like a wired one, so you could do action poses. So I plan on picking that up too. And then I have the custom cowl on the way from OT Customs. That's why I don't have the clips on there right now. So once that comes in, it has the clips. But it already looks 10 times better with that cape. And then
I didn't realize the stock cape was so ass, but seeing this side by side, like it's so much better.
Yeah, it looks sick, dude. And then I put a lacquer coat on the gauntlets, so those have more of a like black, like a darker, shiny look to them too, which is more accurate. So that's just not in this picture. So I'm really enjoying working on this figure to take it to the next level, to just be what Hot Toys should have gave us. So that's cool. And we could keep moving there, Zach.
I did have a good experience with the Jackson Chew cape that I've got for my DX12, although I would say it did take quite a while to get it. So, like,
is
order
it the
soon.
velvet one?
It's the
or
velvet
is it
one,
more?
What is it?
It's the velvet. It's really nice and fit really well, but it took a really long time to get.
I have it on my wish list at 1/6 kit, so once I can, I'll pick that up. And yeah, because they're like, it says on there made to order, and I think it says like 3 to 6 months after you order it, you'll get it or something.
Talking
like
about
that.
Zach's Wonderland.
It was getting to the point where
Does Zach
like
Wonderland make them?
I had verified that it wasn't obviously scammy in any way, but it did seem like it was getting to the point where I was kind of concerned that I was never going to get it. Like, that's how long it felt. But at the time I ordered it directly from him, I didn't get it through anybody.
So two things. Zach's Wonderland doesn't do them, but the timelines are the same. And also Unreal Customs might be a good alternative. Very responsive on Facebook, and sometimes he has some ready-made stock that he can ship out. So just something to look into if you don't want to go the Jackson Jew route. And they're very comparable.
That's good to know. I may do that.
I've got a lot of their pieces, and he does really good work.
So speaking of the customs, that head sculpt that I have on order, that is like pretty much like a Hot Toy weight. That's like the end of next year. I'll get that custom head sculpt.
Wow.
So,
Damn.
Because he does batches now, I guess. Because I guess people had problems with OT in the past.
Go
like,
forward. What the hell?
Sorry.
You yelled at me.
I was moving
and then we're
faster,
still there.
And then I was trying to move through. Never mind. Okay, so we have this was the 6-pack special release McFarlane Batman set. I had it on order. Wow. I had it on order through Big Bad, and I canceled it, and then it went back up on Amazon, so I got it for cheaper, for like $70 instead of $150. So it comes with the Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney, Dark Knight, Ben Affleck, and the Pattinson Batman, and then it comes with the bat signal, which comes with all this. It comes with the Pattinson signal. You could swap it out for. It comes with the Dark Knight symbol.
Oh, that's dope.
And then it comes with the Batfleck symbol, so you can swap it all out.
It almost looks like the Pattinson one is bigger, but is it just pulled forward slightly?
I kind of. It might be forward. I have him like in a walking forward pose, because I think the Batfleck is the biggest one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you'd think Batfleck would be like, but I guess he's just pulled a little forward.
And in this set, this is the only way to get the Kilmer. So they did finally announce and put up for pre-order the Batman and Robin set, so you could get Clooney now. But the only way to get Kilmer is through this set. So that's kind of why I still picked it up.
Thank you.
I need Kilmer, so that was cool. And okay. and I got the Mark 50 was a like surprise buy on OSR. Some guy had it up for fucking like $350 shipped, and then he said, "Oh, and then everything is 20% off." So that was like $270, I think, shipped. And I was like, there's one on eBay for $220. We sell it for $220. He's like, that's low, you know? And I was like, he's like, mine is sealed. And I was like, well, I understand what you're saying, but there's one on eBay for $220, so never mind. I don't want yours, sorry. And he's like, okay, I'll take the $220. And I was like, all right, sick.
He's been trying to sell this thing for 3 years. He's happy to
Yeah,
give
I know.
whatever
That's why I
he
was
can.
like, there's no way he's not taking $220. So
Yeah,
I got
isn't it
for...
still in stock?
It's actually
Sideshow?
sold out now. It's finally
Oh, is
sold
it?
out. But
Jesus.
This is a dope
it's
post,
one
too.
of thanks. It's one of my favorite armors.
Awesome.
I love the Mark 50. I think it's a sick hot toy. It sucks that there's so many of them because it will probably never go up in value, but it's one of my favorite hot toys and Iron Man armors in general. And then on the left, I finally finished customizing my garage shelf with the acrylic panels, and I love it. It's amazing. I definitely think that you guys should do it. I think total, I'm estimating here, but I think total it cost me like $500 to build. And if you look up a comparable Moji case to this setup would be 6 series, it would cost about $1,000, and that's not including shipping. So
I already bought my
looks good.
garage
Really
shelf,
nice,
so I'm
buddy.
ready to take the adventure.
I'll be honest, I'm lazy, and I probably would never do this, but I think it looks fucking clean. And I think
looks
you did a
real
great job
clean,
at it.
Looks really
thanks,
good.
man.
And maybe we can do I know you wanted to do a deep dive in this at some point, but maybe next show.
I have videos, so if you want to do like a just hobbying video or something, I have clips of me putting it together because it took me just with work and like working on it when I can. I started in February and I finished this month, so it took.
I mean,
quite a bit of
if
time.
it's funny, if you ordered a Moji case in February, it probably still wouldn't be here.
That's true.
But just looking at it, like I don't consider myself an expert on Moji case, but I wouldn't really blink twice and think like, oh, this was homemade or handmade. Like this looks, you did a pretty fucking good job, honestly.
Thanks, man. It's I am not a DIY guy, like a good DIY guy in general at all. Like in my head, I want to do these things, and then once I start, I'm like, why did I start doing this stuff? I get anxiety and everything. I get frustrated. I will say the hardest thing, the most annoying thing, is laying the vinyl around the edges, because there's almost impossible to not get air bubbles. But there is a way to get rid of the air bubbles if you're that, like, even mine still has air bubbles. You can't really tell in any pictures, but there's a way to get rid of them. It's really easy if you're really that picky, but I'm not going to spend the time going through every single air bubble and getting rid of it. It looks pretty good in person too, so I'm pretty happy with it. And obviously you learn things along the way that will be easier the next time you're doing one. So
yeah, it's funny because like you're right, Eddie. Like when I made the first N1 3D printed it took a certain amount of time, and I banged out the second one quickly because I had already known what to expect. I never finished the second one because it was AKA problem child, but yeah, you're 100% right. TK592 says, Oxy, did you get your Peaky Blinders figure yet? That's actually grinds my gears for tonight. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but I'm getting fucking pissed with mass stuff because
I do want to ask one more.
You sent me a what? A link?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marco.
One more question for Eddie on this, because I think it came out really, really nice. How's the dust management on the acrylic? I think that's the hardest problem I have with my Moji cases. Just the dust and the grime just kind of collects pretty easily.
There is like little lint pieces or whatever. I don't think you'll ever 100% get it off there. There's not enough to bug me. And inside, it, like, having the acrylic on there definitely helps keep it dust free inside, but it's not completely clear. Like, you can see, and then some people, there is a reflection pretty bad if you don't have the lights on, which is another thing to consider. It doesn't really bug me. I have the lights on most of the time, just my lights are so bright that I can't keep them on during streaming. So I actually ordered a dimmer for the lights so I can control that. But yeah, it's not completely dust free. There's little corners, and you're not gonna get it all, but it's not horrible. I've heard glass is better with that, but I don't know how you would even use glass. It would be so heavy, and you wouldn't be able to just use magnets to attach it. So acrylic's the best way to go. But
for sure, definitely the most cost effective too. But all right, well, just something to think about as I do this.
I think the best thing, I still don't have a dust or an air purifier. I think that'll probably help even more. But it's not bad enough to where I wouldn't do this. Like, it's still better than any kind of, like, it's better than a DTOF to me. It's better than any kind of display case I've had. But I haven't had Maji cases, so maybe that's different. But
very cool.
He's back, baby.
And I know I told you guys I was slowing down, but this is teaser.
Yeah, what happened to
week.
that? Jesus.
I'm pretty much getting a new Star Wars figure every week. So,
Eddie, are you interested in the Bad Batch figures, or you don't do that?
Jesus Christ. Maybe.
Because I'm selling 100 Echo, and I'll sell to you for super cheap.
Well, I'm currently in debt to Chasen for like $3,000. So,
well, you could be in debt to me for 300, and you pay me first.
Lord,
I have a lot of like old Star Wars stuff, so that's why this is Attack of the Clones Yoda. I'll talk about it next Tuesday. But
cool, yeah. Very good. Eddie Aeromesh says Eddie shining bright like a diamond. You'll love to see it. Let's move on here. We have Hot Toys. I haven't seen the show, the finale, but I assume the image that they showed was a spoiler because everyone got super butthurt. But Hot Toys put up a post. Branches continue to grow on the sacred timeline, and so does our Loki collection. More variants will come. Jesus will soon grace your marvelous display. Now, without naming the variants, how many potential Loki figures, just the number, do you think that we could see for those who have seen the finale?
Just one, I would say.
Yeah, one.
I also think one.
One with glorious purpose, though, for sure.
Wow. So did you guys like? Is it worth watching? Because
I loved it.
I think I finished on the penultimate episode of season 1. So what's season 2? Like 5 episodes?
No, it's 6 episodes too.
6 episodes. Okay.
Yeah. When the first episode dropped of this season, I was like, let me go back and watch the first one. And dear Lord, that's such a good show.
I've been trying to tell you guys for so long. Now I'm pissed.
Yeah,
I've been with you the whole time.
I always had good things to say about the first season. But with the new season, I just liked it a lot more because now I saw where it was going. And I was pretty much chomping at the bit every week. Like, fuck, is the new episode out yet? Is it Thursday yet?
Yeah.
Is it Thursday yet? I don't know if I particularly loved the end, but I really enjoyed the season. It was a solid show.
It at least gave me more to contemplate about where the MCU is going versus so many other things, or even the shows or movies where it's like, okay, what does this even have to do with the wider universe? At least this all seems to be going somewhere. So I'm all back in on Marvel for sure.
Yeah, for me, Loki and Gen V were my Thursday the last couple of weeks, and it's been a good Thursday to look forward to. But I really liked Loki. I'm with you, Dean. I'm still thinking a lot about the way that it ended, but it's not that it was a bad thing. I don't really stuck with me, and as I said, I wanted to get not only the TVA Loki now in my collection, but also whatever they may make next.
Fun fact: my D&D character took a lot of inspiration from Loki. With his magic item. It's supposed to be like the Tesseract, but we reworked it into a crystal.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I kind of like to binge things, so I was waiting for them all to be available, and then, would kind of wait to see what you guys thought, but I may watch it.
You know what is crazy, though? Loki was 29 when he was cast as Loki, and he's now in his 40s. Sorry, Tom Hiddleston.
I was like, wait, what?
My apologies. Tom Hiddleston was 29 when he was cast as Loki, and now he's already in his 40s, which is insane.
Wow.
He's aged very well.
Yeah, he looks great.
Zach, I would highly recommend just starting from episode 1, season 1 again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because if you pick up where you left off, you're gonna be like, wait, how did we get here? Like, what's going on? And so,
Yeah, I don't remember really fully even understanding what was going on in season 1. So.
It starts so convoluted, but it comes together for sure.
Complex for sure. I'm just worried that I'm really gonna want the figures, and then that's gonna be expensive. So we'll see.
I don't feel like I need them or want them at all.
I was super tempted by the TVA one a few weeks ago. I just never pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, I feel like you could just pick up any Loki head and then throw him on like a suit and you're good.
Nah, the suit's very different.
I know the suit's tailored very specifically, but like,
yeah, I don't think you could do that.
It's not. You know, we always say like in my mind's eye when I think of Loki, I don't think of TVA Loki.
Let's start blitzing through this because we got a lot to get to tonight. We have the 1/6 scale Doric from the Dungeons and Dragons film. They obviously teased the Chris Pine, or I'm sorry, it did go up for pre-order, the Chris Pine. So it looks like they may continue on with this cast, which would be great. We did also see from 3.0 the MDLX line a Mega Man figure, which is really exciting. Yeah. I feel like the I guess vintage style Retro Man getting a lot of love lately. Rockman, thank you. Getting a lot of love lately with some of the smaller scale figures and then this MDLX. Looking at it, I don't see any joints at the elbow. I hope it's not like a rubber. I hope that they're just hidden by the gauntlet. That might be wishful thinking, but God, if it's a rubber, I would be incredibly disappointed because a character like this, you need to have, you know, the falling pose where his arms are above his shoulders. You got to have, you know, at minimum, you're going to have the arm, you know, shooting the gun, you know, with the bent support arm. So,
yeah, it's definitely a rubber suit because there's nothing in the shoulders either.
I know. Now that you said that, maybe it's fabric, maybe, but it's MDLX, so it's probably not.
What
right?
if it's like a silicone?
Yeah, like I used to have a Gumby, and you could move that thing around till the cows came home.
That's what I don't get, right? Those old Barbies. I had an old Han Solo that was in my garage for probably 20 years, and in the heat, and it's still not ripped, and you put a Hot Toys for like 7 minutes in a pose, and that shit fucking falls apart. I don't understand that, but... Anyways, let's move on. Let's see here. We have the Deep Space Nine Exo-6 Constable Odo 1/6 scale figure. This one's $225, releasing Q2 2024. The end date to pre-order this is December 1st. I do like the gold bust. I think that looks pretty cool. I think Rainer said he's a shapeshifter, so again, I'm not completely familiar with this character, but I would say, I don't know if this is intentional, but man, this is... This looks
looks like a
very soft. Yeah, it just looks soft, and I assume that's intentional because like the ears have no detail in them. The face looks very soft. Mm-hmm. It looks eerie, and like not in a good way. And I assume that's meant to be that way. And then you have like the almost over sculpted hands that are really detailed. It just doesn't match. I don't know. Ben, explain this to me because you're the only one that knows what the fuck is happening here.
It's killing me right now.
He looks fucking terrible, to be honest.
So Odo is a changeling.
Yes.
So a shapeshifter, essentially. He's basically made of what's like equivalent to like a gelatinous fluid. Once a day, he has to go back into his gelatinous form, and he like sits in his bucket. That's his bucket where he becomes a liquid once again. Basically. So it's cool they gave you the bucket. I think that's really cool. Also, it's not like a gold statue, but it is like his changeling form. Like as he's going into his liquid nature, that's kind of what it looks like. Now, Odo, like from the story in Deep Space Nine, anyways, and some of like there's some uncanon story out there as well. That's some like it's a good read, but it's not technically Star Trek canon. But
is it erotic or no?
It's not erotic, unfortunately, at all. Yeah, right. You hate to see it. Odo has no memory of initially of where like he came from and what his origin was. And so at first he kind of experiments and he takes on the form of weird things like chairs and pencils and stuff, but he starts to kind of realize that in order to fit in with humanity, he's going to eventually have to take on the form of like a human shape, like that, like this type of species. And so he becomes this looking character, but he's kind of traditionally unfinished, like even in his own changeling shape. Like he never has defined features, which is what Exo-6 is capturing here with this kind of dulled likeness, like around the ears and stuff, because that's very much what the character looked like, or the actor looked like in makeup. Kind of traditionally an unfinished version of what a human male might look like. The cool thing also here, though, is that I think that Exo-6 typically does nail like the coloration of the outfits and stuff, and I do like that you get those extra pieces. But I do wish they'd given us a little bit more. Like the price point on here is a win. It's a point for Exo-6. It came in at $225, I believe it was, Zach. If you can correct me, I forget now. With a $25 shipping, or $215 with a $25 shipping. Cost was pretty low, but I keep kind of criticizing Exo-6 that lately they're using a lot of the same accessories for figures. The pad, the personal access display device, and the tricorder. It's getting kind of recycled. And so I keep expecting that the price will at least stay squashed if we're going to get more of the same recycled equipment. Odo could have come with other head sculpts. He could have come with his Mirror Universe version head sculpt. Like, there could have been more that I think would have been cool, but I also think that they're trying to keep the price accessible so people will actually be motivated to buy this. Last thing I'll say, Deep Space Nine, I think, has at least the B team in terms of character likeness and stuff. If you compare this likeness directly to the actor in makeup, it doesn't look that great. The face is a little slender. It's not quite as bulbous or round as the actor's head was. And the tailoring on his suit in the show was actually like a lot more like skin tight, whereas this looks a little bit baggy. So there are some criticisms, but the price isn't terrible. And for the people who collect Deep Space Nine or love Deep Space Nine, which is not a porn, by the way, it's pretty cool. It's been a good line so far.
His penis.
Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, that was a lot of information there, Ben. Thank you for that. Yeah, so Sean Forrester says, let's see here. Odo has an issue copying human faces. It's like a mind block. So, just like Exo-6. Just kidding. So Toys, by working with Wincy Studios again, the last guitarist. Dean, you were like all in on this.
Yeah.
When they first teased this, a lot of people were saying it was Prince. I was like, I have never seen Prince wear this. It was from the neck. It was like a body shot only, and they're like, "Oh, great, we get another Prince." And I'm like, "Look, I don't know that much about Prince, but that motherfucker does not have Prince's skin color." Yeah. But Dean, tell us what this is.
Me now when.
Yeah, so this is
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That was great, Eddie.
Well, this is Eddie's last show, everybody. It's been a real wild ride. Yeah, so this is Hide from the band X Japan. He was their lead guitarist. They were really, really popular in the late 80s and the 90s.
Oh, this is a male. Okay, this entire time I've been assuming this was female. Okay.
No,
Hide is actually his pronouns.
Hide. Wow!
Eddie!
That was actually incredible.
Great.
Points?
That's a point right
There
there.
little strands for the.
That was Eddie. That was gold.
That was an advanced joke.
I'm glad Marco said something because it came back around. I missed it the first time, but it.
You are gonna go to hell, but dear Lord, that was good.
I didn't even think it was that offensive. I just thought it was good. Anyways.
Yeah, so he was their lead guitarist.
On the comment, Riz.
And this particular look was from their last live performance together in December 1998, and he sadly passed away. What happened to him? It was some kind of like, unfortunately, I believe he was inebriated at the time, and he was doing some kind of exercise that vocalists do, or not vocalists, but the band would do, and he like passed out and accidentally like asphyxiated himself.
I wish you said that before the jokes. Thank you.
Yeah. He sadly passed away, and the band basically stopped performing live for over a year. Actually, I think it was longer than that.
So
they
apparently he committed suicide.
Okay, now I'm.
No, that was the other guitarist. The other guitarist also committed suicide.
No, I think you have it backwards.
Hide?
Yeah, Hide Matsumoto.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was found with he had hanged himself.
Oh, okay.
Which if anyone has those thoughts, 998.
Yeah, I could. It's been a long time since this happened, but I could have sworn it was like that. Yeah, we won't get into it. But anyway,
he did, unfortunately, sadly.
Yeah, he has passed away. But the lead singer, who's still very active today, he does a lot of work with the what's that really famous orchestra? I just forgot the name.
Sydney Opera House.
No. Anyway, he wrote a really beautiful song called Tears for Hide. It was like a tribute. It's a beautiful song. But yeah, I love this band growing up. They I don't know how much about anime you guys know, but anime, whenever they like pick a song for a movie or a TV show, it's like an actual just song you could hear on the radio. They don't like make music for shows. So this was X Japan had songs on like a bunch of different anime. So growing up, I would hear them all the time, and then it was like, oh, that song was really good. And then we looked up the band, me and my sister, and then we would like listen to their albums and download their songs and stuff. So I grew up listening to them forever. By the time I started listening to them, he had already passed away. I was only like, 9 years old, or 8 years old when he passed away. But I love their music. So this is very cool. This particular figure, like I said, is from the last live performance they did together. He wore a couple outfits in that concert, but this is like the most iconic one. So very cool.
Collector's Zone says, hey everyone, watching some before bed. We'll watch the whole thing again tomorrow. What a guy. What a guy. We'll talk about them here in a second. There's the X Japan frontman there, and that's what this figure is based on. I think they nailed it pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, it's really.
I was
really
thinking
good.
the pleather was like a bit glossy, but it is like that on the costume, and the guitar looks fantastic. Honestly, they did a great job.
Dude, they even got the little skulls on the bandolier. I thought that was crazy.
Oh, that is crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is very, very well done. I like this. If they do the lead singer Yoshiki in any form, I will buy it. Yoshiki is amazing. But yeah, this I will probably own this. This is so cool.
Eddie, that may have been one of the funniest things that you have ever said. So,
yikes!
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah,
it's only down from here.
Yeah, but I will say just back to that figure though. This is something that a person that I was not familiar with at all, a band I'm not familiar with, but really similar to the Kurt Cobain, where I wasn't a fan at all, but the figure looks so good that I would consider it, because we kind of need more artists, more sports figures. So it lives in this realm where it's like so badass, and I hope that companies continue to give us more of these, so people can add, these icons that they really love. So yeah, it turned out beautifully.
Yeah,
Dude,
100%.
People were going in the comments, because a lot of people were saying, "Who is this?" And everybody was like, "You uncultured swine!"
Yeah.
Like, they were going in. I was like, "Dude, I don't know who this is, but I don't want to ask."
Jesus Christ. There is
a lot of gatekeepers out there.
I don't want gatekeeper. I want more people to listen to X Japan. They're amazing.
Heck yeah, and this might be a way that someone discovers them.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Rusty Nails is really good. Like I said, Tears. There was another one that's so cool.
What And you said that there were some animes that used their. Do you know what opening?
Yeah. So there was. If anybody's familiar with Clamp, they did a bunch of animes in like the 90s. But the one that stands out to me, which is actually the song I was about to pull up, is called. The movie's called X, 1999. Is it Endless Rain? But yeah, anyway, the band is called, or the movie's X, 1999 by Clamp. It's really cool. In fact, you can find the dub on YouTube for free if you want to watch it. It's very sad. It ends really depressingly.
Wow, that's good
It's
to
nice.
know.
It's nice to see we're getting more.
Forever
musician
Love,
pieces.
that's the song. Sorry.
None
What's
of
that,
them
Eddie?
so far are musician pieces that I want. I said it's nice to see we're getting more musician 1/6 scale figures. None of them so far are musicians that I personally would get for my collection, but it's cool to see them being done. So
Exactly,
Look,
Eddie.
yeah.
Yeah, once they come out with that one that I'm like, I have to have it. I'll jump all over it.
Yeah. Charlie the Unicorn commented X, also known as X 1999. Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow.
I can send you guys the link on YouTube if you want. I have it on my YouTube favorites. It's
There we
cool.
go. So Toys Battalion is releasing Black Noir. They're calling it the Nightblade. Excuse me, 1/6 scale figure. I believe So Toys also teased that today they would do the rest of the 7, but being that it took them 3 years to make Homelander, I don't want to be an old man by the time I get the rest of them. Yeah, there's that. I think this looks okay. I don't know that it's necessary, but perhaps an alternate sculpt, being that we know what his face looked like under the mask.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a black suit, right? It's perhaps a bit loose on the back, but other than that, I mean, I think it looks okay.
Yeah,
It's hard because it's got like a lot of different textures, and I don't know if they got it right, but I also don't know enough to say that they got it wrong.
Yeah, I think it'll look cool on the shelf. I mean, if it looks like this when it comes out. I'm not super familiar with Toys Battalion. I know I've seen their stuff before, but I couldn't name anything off the top of my head. And I don't know if you guys have read The Boys, but Black Noir is like pivotal to the whole story. And then they changed it in the show, and I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with the show now without him. So I'm excited to see that. But I really did like the character. I really enjoyed him in the first season. And then the second season, there was more of him, so that was even cooler. This is super cool. I like this a lot, actually.
Yeah, just to clarify, Toys Battalion did the Fiend, right? So I think that Green Goblin, from what I'm seeing here.
I think that was Toys Era.
Okay, so apologies. They did do a Green Goblin, but it's a different one. But they did the really bad, what is it, Shazam figure. And then also recently
Kingpin?
we looked at, well, I don't know about that, but we recently looked at from Guardians of the Galaxy, Adam Warlock.
Oh, okay.
They also did
That's
that,
right.
so.
That's right. That one looked okay.
they didn't do the COD piece justice, that's for sure.
He's no throbbing.
That's right.
I think
Doesn't his COD piece like huge in the show? I have to go back and check
The
it.
NECA one is huge. I didn't really pay attention on the show, but
Yeah, the NECA one is massive.
I think without the mask, though, it would lose a little bit of who this character is. I think it would look too much like a ninja suit, especially if they didn't get the likeness dialed in, Dean. I think with the mask, it really looks like Black Noir, though. So for that reason, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, almost looks like that Spider-Man suit in where he's what do they call him?
Spider Monkey or
Night Monkey or something?
Yeah, Night Monkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks fine. Honestly, this seems like a hard one to mess up. So you'd really have to mess up the proportions, or the figure quality just has to be really poor. But yeah, like Dean said, the character in the show is really great. I didn't get far enough in the books to really see the characterization too much, but yeah, it's nice. But I don't know that I need to go down the boys line. I don't know that those are figures necessarily that I need to have. but I was so tempted by that Homelander from So-So, and it just didn't come out optimum enough. So I think I've abandoned my hopes of a boys line for sure.
Yeah, completely agree. I was about to say, yeah, you say it would be hard to mess up, but Star Ace, they would find a way.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Bro, the boys figures have me so bummed. We may have to call out our friends over at 1/6 Corner because they're really pissing me off, to be honest. There's just a whole situation with them that we're trying to resolve, and just be careful ordering from them. That's all I'll say for now. They used to be really reputable, but I think they got bought out recently. It seems like they have some different people working there, and I don't know. I'm getting a little sketched out by some of the things that they've been doing lately. But I'm gonna give them like one more week before we talk about it. But I would, if you're thinking of making an order with them this week, I would maybe hold off until we figure out what's going on, because the new guy over there named Ray was kind of pissing me off a little bit.
Order from Collector's Own.
Well, they do two different types of figures, but yeah, Marcos is great for what he's able to do. No, I don't think they were bought up by Philip, but they had owed us some figures from last year, and we were waiting on the Homelander to release, and it did. And I guess when they switched owners, the new owners weren't made aware of that agreement, and it's just been a big fucking pain in my ass. So,
you know, oddly satisfying. I liked you tracing the outline of the figure. I could probably just watch that nonstop.
Wow. Really?
It just really
get me
really
more
spoke to me.
subs, because I'll do it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The Creature of Steel, Bizarro. It is the thing. I'll be honest. Like, I don't like anything about this. I think the body is way too small for this suit, or the suit is way too big for this body. The portrait actually looks pretty good, to be honest. I think the portrait and the sculpting on the hair is probably the best part.
Yeah.
But there's something about, like, the quality of the cape just looks bad. The quality of the suit looks bad. And I think, Eddie, you were saying you weren't even sure what Bizarro this was, and you're pretty big into DC.
The only thing I could tell was he's purple in the comics, in the older comics. So, but also the symbol and the suit is kind of similar to Cavill. So maybe it's just like they tried to do, or maybe they just use Cavill's suit since it's easier to copy the suit. But that, yeah, I thought it was the Lois and Superman that, I don't know his name, the actor, but the most recent Superman on TV. I thought it was him because it kind of looks like him in the face. So I thought that, but it's not him. That one looks completely different, and there's a figure of that. So yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I've seen Bizarro before. I've never seen him purple, but if you said it that is accurate to the character in the comics, that I wouldn't know. I've only ever seen him in cartoons, but this is very strange. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I was pulling up pictures just now just to see like other images of Bizarro in my mind's eye, and I was looking at the one that Eddie was just talking about. I just shared it if you want to quickly see it, Zach, but I don't know. Doesn't, like, even this would have been cooler, like with like the paler skin. I think he looks too tanned for Bizarro. I think that's kind of the weird part. Like, normally Bizarro has like really like white skin almost, and like black hair, and just like this is a really, really strange version. He's like suntanned Bizarro. Yeah, here you go, like a couple of different ones. This is from the show that Eddie was mentioning, but even still, like kind of more like comic book images or style images, anyways, of Bizarro. Like, I don't know, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right to me. Even like the old school DC animated universe one, like that would have been cool, but yeah, I don't know. Not for me. Too tanned for Bizarro, in my opinion. I'm gonna go back to my chocolate nuts now. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, we can pass. Baby. We could skip.
You're muted, Zach.
Oh, sorry. Eddie, you want to talk about these McFarlane figures?
Yeah, McFarlane finally dropped the Batman and Robin wave. You got Clooney, you got Robin, Chris O'Donnell. They also did Poison Ivy and Alicia Silverstone, Batwoman or Batgirl. I don't know. what the difference is there. And then you got Mr. Freeze is the Build-A-Figure. I love this. I freaking love this. It's up for pre-order. You can get it anywhere. It's not an exclusive. Amazon, McFarlane, whatever. I will say if you order with McFarlane, you get a significant discount. I think it was like 80 something bucks, and then after shipping it's 100. So you pretty much get it free shipping if you take in the discount. So that's, I ordered the wave from McFarlane. With McFarlane though, you have to pay up front. So if you don't like to do that, then you can go with Amazon because you pay when it ships. Also Big Bad, but it does ship very soon. It ships in December, so it's cool to see that this is something that went up for pre-order and it's already ready to go. So you'll be getting it very soon. I think they are all awesome. I already have the Clooney from that 6-pack. So the Clooney is awesome. I think the Chris O'Donnell is a pretty good likeness. I think his head's a little elongated. Poison Ivy is amazing and is sold out on Amazon. The last time I checked, because I know Cuervo was mentioning this. It's very hard to find a Poison Ivy figure right now. I don't know why, I guess, but in general, not just this version of Poison Ivy, because I think this is the first figure we're getting of this version of Poison Ivy, except for like older figures. But so you have her, and then you have Alicia Silverstone. That's also a pretty sick figure. The likeness is really good on her too. The only one I think the likeness is weak on is the Freeze. It looks very toyetic. Like it to me, I don't see Arnold at all. It looks like a cartoon version of Mr. Freeze, and it's very plasticky looking. Like it has that very swirly plastic. It's not painted chrome, which kind of sucks. So if you want to customize it, you could do that, but it is very plasticky, swirly plastic looking. But other than that, I'm happy to finally get this wave. Another critique that I had was the Chris O'Donnell, the red on his Robin suit. I feel like it's like a dark red, but it should be more of a metallic red, kind of how the Hot Toys figure is. It's more of like a shiny kind of. That's how his suit was, I believe, in Batman and Robin. The Robin was more of a metallic. But other than that, I think they're sick figures. I can't wait to get them. I also do think they kind of messed up in the Build-A-Figure. I think they could have made Freeze just a regular collect. Yeah, exactly. They could have made Freeze just a regular figure in the line or an exclusive to a certain shop.
Poison Ivy and Bane are together that whole movie.
Yeah, Bane should have definitely been the Build-A-Figure. He would have been way bigger than Mr. Freeze.
Or like
and
Bane
I don't
in
know
trench
if we're
coat.
gonna get that now, unless they do like an exclusive. Because there is obviously other figures they could do from this wave. Like they could do Mr. Freeze in his snowsuit, or like when he's in his lair. They could do Alfred. They could do other versions of Poison Ivy. So there's other figures they could do, but I think it's a solid first wave, and I'm very excited.
Did Ben say Bane in trench coat? The shittiest version of the shittiest version of Bane.
Which one?
That's awesome.
It's when he's in disguise. She's like, "You're in disguise, Bane." I can't do her voice.
Is he wearing a hat as well?
Yeah, he's wearing a hat.
Oh,
he's wearing a trench coat.
He's like a mob. Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
someone's gonna do that one of these days. Oh my god.
They could do the Doctor. That turns her into Poison Ivy. They could do that. That would be cool. So I think it's a cool wave, and I'm glad we're finally getting it.
Yeah, I've been begging McFarlane to do female figures that aren't just fucking Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman forever. And to finally get a Poison Ivy, this is really freaking cool. I love the Alicia Silverstone Batgirl figure. That looks dope. I wasn't a super big fan of this movie, but these are two figures I would definitely pick up. I like those.
Yeah, they could do the silver and black suits. I think that's their like snow suits, or they're like, I think that's what they are in the movie. They're like to help them withstand the cold in those suits or something. But yeah,
hey, you could do like the ass shots on your YouTube channel.
Wow,
I made
do the ass shots.
I made a little joke here. Or I saw this and then I made a few jokes. So I'm a McFarlane fan. It's like, I really named 20 of his figures Batman. It's like, that's something I set the bar too low.
Wow.
That's a solid joke, dude.
And then I'm a Zach fan. I really named 20 of his figures Gandalf. I set the bar too low.
That's really
And then
good.
we got Dean. I'm a Dean
Wow.
fan. I really named one of his
Oh my
figures
God.
Sonic.
You're a bad person.
You
Oh,
didn't
That's
do
a good-
Marco. You
you
could have
got
done
me.
Joker.
I was going to do the Joker. Yeah, I was going to do all of you guys, but I was pressed for time. Let's see here. Big shout out to our friends over at Collector Zone for sponsoring Collecting Weekly. We are officially an affiliate with them. So if you go on their website, you see anything you like, you can get 15% off anything in stock on their website. And if you want to do a full pay for a pre-order, you can get 15% off of that as well with the coupon code CW, just 2 letters, CW, and you'll get that discount on your purchase. We get a small kickback if you do purchase through them, and it helps us, keep the show going, as it were. And yeah, big shout out to Marcus and the team. They're great people, excellent customer service. They have their own group, the Cantina Facebook group, and they do a lot of great things with the community, supporting other streamers with giveaways. They do a local toy drive for the children of their area. They're a wonderful company to work with, and we can't recommend ordering through them enough. So
And I will
big
say
shout
one
out
other
to-
thing about just about Marcos. Obviously, our channel's affiliates of Collector Zone as well, but he's very responsive when it comes to messages. So I know that's one complaint that we hear often. Like, you can't get a hold of a shop. I know, Zach, you were just describing one earlier. He's very, very responsive. So it's nice that your order's in good hands. And I've ordered a lot from him recently.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Case in point, there's retailers that we've worked with, where we during COVID, I think we really wanted to support the small business, and so we used to have like a where you would sponsor like with a monthly payment, and a lot of people were hurting, so we did it where as long as you gave our people a discount, we do it for free. And there was some stores that we worked with, and man, it was just so hard to like confirm details when things were changing, and like we go like months of just messaging like, hey, like we want to plug you guys, throw that business your way, but we can't really confirm. We don't want to say something and it's not true for a deal. So these guys are great. So big shout out to Marcos and the team. And yeah, our Marco is also an affiliate of them as well. So I'm sure he has a code. Use his code, use our code. Really doesn't matter. But I'm not losing any sleep over that. So let's see here. Let's get into Grinds My Gears. And again, I feel like I'm going to do another one of these next week. But delays in deliveries. So I know it's a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black, because I know with Zach's Wonderland, I do struggle to make, to get these orders out the door. I'm also one guy doing this after my real job, so maybe I get a little bit of leeway there. But I know I do take a while, 100%. I admit. But my goodness, Master Replicas. My goodness. I thought I was alone in waiting for my Peaky Blinders figures. I just ordered one. But I had seen a post 2 weeks ago from people that had ordered them when they first went up about 6 weeks ago, that they still hadn't gotten their order shipped. And I have been messaging Master Replicas probably about a week out from my order, right? Because this is a big company. They got a lot of people. And I have just gotten the absolute runaround from these people. And I appreciate that they are responding, right? Because there are other companies that just don't respond. But, these aren't pre-orders, right? These are not figures that... they're listed in stock, right? So you think you buy it, it's going to be dispatched, at most a week later. And if it wasn't for this show being so good and this being such a crazy deal, I'm like this close to get my money back. It's been ridiculous. So we are now, let's see, November 14th. So it's been a month and 4 days, and I have not gotten my figures. I have not got a tracking number yet. So at first, they said they received some of the wrong figures, that they didn't get any of the Signature Series ones, and they were supposed to be working through this like 4 Fridays ago. But the thing is, I didn't order the Signature Series, right? So I don't understand how that affected my order at all. I ordered the cheaper version. And they continue to say like, oh, like we're almost there, like yours is coming right up. And the last I heard from them was, I want to say it was yesterday, and they said, I'm so sorry for the continued delays. We understand your frustration. The figurine is the last one the team are working on. We are just waiting on an update from them. I promise we haven't forgotten about you or your order. The team are working super hard to get these sorted ASAP. Mind you, while this is happening, they are sending like 4 fucking emails a day of sales. And it pisses me off. It's like, I have heard horror stories. I've heard a lot of people that also have gotten their items. And I don't doubt that eventually I probably will get my item or my money back. I'm not worried about them scamming me. But it's just like this constant runaround of like, oh, well, first we didn't get the right items. And, oh, well, we're working through the orders. And we don't know what we have, what we don't have. We don't know who we can fulfill. And it's just really annoying. And Tremble Dust says here, maybe the issue might be Big Chief Studios. That's not my problem, right? Because they were listed in stock. It wasn't like this was a pre-order and I bought it and they were like, oh, well, actually, we can't fulfill your pre-order. This was listed as in stock, you know, ships within a few days. And I feel like I'm getting bamboozled here. That's pissing me off, to be honest. Grinding my gears, Dean. It's grinding my fucking gears. So be careful ordering from Master Replicas. We may have another one of these situations that we need to talk about next week, but we shall see. But I will say again, I don't have anything against Ozzy and Holly at their customer service. I know it's not their fault, but holy fuck, like some clarity would be nice, because again, I feel like I'm just getting the runaround. It's just pissing me off. And on that thread, there have been some people that have finally gotten theirs, you know, after 4 or 5 weeks. I have not gotten mine yet, and I'm starting to get a bit miffed.
Yeah, TK592 said he canceled his order 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Tremble Dust says, the promo emails, I chalk up to them just having them set automatically, but I get you. If they're promoting the items in stock. Yeah, and I have no problem with a company trying to make sales, but it's like, you guys seem to be overwhelmed in the shipping department and trying to figure out what's going on with this fucking figures. Like, stop sending advertisements for sales that you're doing. Get to the bottom of people that have been waiting a month, and then continue on with the sales. Like, it's wild. There's a bunch of people in that thread that have had this issue. So, if you have any issues with Master Replicas, send me an email, Zach@collectingweekly.com, ZACK. Love to hear what you have going on there and see if we can't help you guys figure out some sort of solution. But yeah, so our topic of tonight is November. And our good friend Collector Joey put up this wonderful graphic of scheduled to release November 2023. And it is a lot, right?
That is a lot.
We're almost halfway done with the month. I think tomorrow's halfway. And now granted, I didn't talk to Joey, but Joey, I guess if you're in the chat, I don't know if these are the estimations by Sideshow or the estimations by Hot Toys, but we'll go down the list. So we have the Kenobi Darth Vader, the Batman deluxe version, the Wolverine from the
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past, thank you. And he also mentioned privately, we did ask him for permission to use this, but there's a couple missing as well. We have Gilgamesh, which obviously did release yesterday. Morbius. This is Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire. The Spider-Man 2.0 suit. The Green Goblin new suit. Cobb Vanth Refrigeration. Scarlet Witch. The Kenobi. Catwoman. Dead Strange, and the ARF Trooper. And Dean, you did a little bit of research before the show. Do you want to read off the dates that these were announced? And I guess we'll kind of talk about really what we think realistically is going to be released, because at this point there's only one that's been released, and that's 14 in the next 2 weeks if they are going to hit this, which I think is incredibly unreasonable.
Yeah, Joey said it's estimation by Sideshow.
Good to clarify, yeah, which isn't always accurate. Safe also says Ariva is missing as well, maybe a few more. So, yeah, but this was a cool graphic that Joey made. So, Dean, what do we have for these when they were first shown to us. Maybe we'll go from
Yeah,
there.
so the Kenobi Vader, I'm just going to go right down the list. The Kenobi Vader was shown to us July 2022. So kind of mid to late month. There were some videos on the YouTubes, the like previews. That was July 30th. So around there, a couple days before maybe. Then for the Batman, same thing, March 4th, 2022. The Wolverine was July 13th, 2022. Gilgamesh was March 17th, 2022. And we're, obviously saying that today. Mobius, July 23rd, 2022. Toby, his version of Spider-Man from the is it No Way Home? That was July 30th, 2022. So a little bit after Morbius. The Advanced Suit Spider-Man, sorry. From Spider-Man 2. We just saw that back in July. But we already kind of knew this figure was going to be released, kind of along with the game. The New Goblin figure, October 21st, 2022. Cobb Vanth, September 28th, 2022. So that one's, a little over a year. That one's not too bad in terms of timing. The Multiverse of Madness, Scarlet Witch, May 25th, which is, we don't have to wait. How long was that last Scarlet Witch not out? Like fucking...
It was a long time.
It was a long ass time, yeah. The Kenobi, July 17th, 2022. The Dark Knight Catwoman, December 8th, 2021. So that seems like a long time considering she's a reissue. Dead Strange, June 2nd, 2022. And the ARF Trooper, November 21st, 2022. So that one, about a year. But that's a clone. Most of the engineering, I assume, went into the ARF walker, whatever you call it. So a lot of these are a little over a year. Some are kind of right at about a year, except the Catwoman. That's what, 2 years? That seems crazy. But, yeah, that's not like the worst wait times. That's if they, we see them this month or even kind of into next.
I think Advanced Suit, the limited edition one, I think it's got to be coming out this month. Like you said, it's supposed to be coming out with the game. Miles, I believe we saw Miles a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I would say looking at this list, I'm feeling like we're probably going to see the ARF Trooper. We did just see the or not the ARC Trooper, the Apo with the speeder. So I feel like that's got to be coming as well. The Batman, I would say at least before December. I don't know, before the end of November. But I got to imagine there's some pressure to get that out before InArt gets theirs out, which I believe they were shooting for end of the year, early next year. So I got to think they're on the clock for that one. The Batman and the Darth Vader and the Kenobi. I don't know. I just don't get the vibe that those are coming out. It seems like that's not, which is odd because the Vader, it seems like they would have a lot of that stuff already ready to go, right, as far as like the patterning and stuff. And I know with the Kenobi, I want to say that it was either rumored to, or some people had said that they were going to work on the portrait. So I don't know that we ever saw it updated. So I feel like that one's still a ways away. And with Hot Toys, it's not like they work on them like oldest to newest, right? They just kind of pop in and out. So there's no real rhyme or reason. I would say maybe Toby as well, coming out soon. I think that's one of the last figures that we're waiting on for the line. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I know Lane said Dead Strange. He just ordered that one. He thinks it's coming soon, but
Yeah.
Again, with the way things are releasing, they'll release like either simultaneously or we'll get them a little earlier. Or they'll get them just a few days early. So, it's not like in the past where you'd get that like, hey, we're charging your card soon. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot that they have to get through. And Ben, you said there may be some missing from this list. Do you want to read those?
Yeah, Collector Joey shared it again for us as well. So again, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that for sure. The ones that are not showing on this list, at least, are the Bat Cycle and Bat Signal, the Thor, the Mighty Thor, Iron Man Mark 7 Suit Up, the Riva, Black Adam, and Groot. So that's quite a few more, to be honest. And I don't even think that necessarily covers all of them, which is crazy.
You've got the Warriors of the Future.
Warriors of the Future. Oh, I forgot about that one actually too. Yeah. So it's, I think when it comes to release schedule, I don't have much of a problem with this at all. When I'm looking at just this slide alone, I've got Darth Vader coming. I've got Wolverine coming. I've got Tobey's Spider-Man coming. I've got Selena Kyle coming. I've got Scarlet Witch coming. And I'm really still debating on the Dead Strange, but I've been able to hold off on that one so far. But like in terms of even just budgeting for that, like I do typically payment plans, so I slowly pay these bad boys off over time, but it can still get overwhelming when you start stacking those payments every month. And right before Christmas time, right before the holidays, I know we all want a good couple figures under the tree potentially, but I also don't necessarily want all these to come this month either. So there's a bit of a win-loss scenario there. For me, I think I'm most excited about the Darth Vader because I don't have a Darth Vader in my collection. I've wanted a Vader for a really long time. This is going to be the first Vader I get. I'm also really, really excited about the Wolverine. And I know that with the Vader, there'd been some rumors, a couple weeks ago that it might be coming. So I actually ended up paying it off, like the rest of what I owed off, hoping that I might get on get one of the first ones. I don't think that's how it works, but I tried anyways. But then there was no announcement that he was coming quite yet. So, and similarly with the Wolverine, I think if that comes this month, I'll be a very, very happy guy. The Tobey, while I'm very excited about getting that figure in hand, it was shockingly expensive for what you get with it. So, but no, I'm very excited about November and December, just seeing what comes out for the rest of the year. My prediction will be though the Darth Vader, the Wolverine, and the I think maybe that's it. Maybe Catwoman. I think that's it for this month of this list.
So yeah, this is really helpful in terms of planning, but we do have to remember that Hot Toys will just do some bizarre stuff. They'll push up figures, they'll push back figures, so you can never fully plan with Hot Toys, and it's kind of frustrating for someone who really likes to plan like myself, or especially someone who's budget constrained, and you get a bunch of pre-orders dropping at one time. But that's what happens every year, right? We come up to the end of the year, right before Chinese New Year, and they just hit us with a wave of figures. So this is a nice list. I've got a few of these on pre-order as well. A few of them that I'm looking out to maybe snag at a certain point, but take this with a grain of salt because the source is sources, but here's what I've seen as potential for figures dropping upcoming. So the Buzz Lightyear, the Dead Strange, Black Adam, the Catwoman, Wolverine, and then the Warriors of Future. So I've heard I've heard sources say that that's the next wave to come. Obviously a huge grain of salt there, but so the only point I'm illustrating there is things that are not on the list that are not scheduled to be released will be released, and then you're going to get hit with something out of the blue, and you just got to be prepared for that. But overall, this is a really solid list, and looking forward to a lot of these coming out. And again, it's going to be a really crazy December, January. We know we're going to get a bunch of stuff, so just prepare your wallets. Everyone start saving now for these upcoming releases.
Which ones are you getting from this list?
I'm getting the Darth Vader, the Batman. I've got the deluxe version pre-ordered. I'm also getting that bicycle, the Wolverine for sure, that leather jacket. Come on, that's going to be, and Days of Future Past is an all-time banger. Definitely Morbius. No, joking about Morbius. Absolutely not. The Tobey Spider-Man. And I think that's it. And then I'm going to look out for this Goblin. I want to see how this Goblin turns out and whether I want to go for the other version or this one. Because I've gone pretty far down this No Way Home line that I'm probably going to have to add that one. And then I'm looking at the Scarlet Witch as well. That's one that I'm tempted by, but knowing that they've got the Endgame version coming, maybe I'd just skip this version and go with Endgame. So yeah, a fair amount of these. But how about you, Eddie?
Yeah, after I asked you, I realized Gigi's in the chat, so I'm sorry about that.
Jesus.
That's why you skipped that now, so I apologize, Marco. I hope that we get at least 3 of these, at least this picture. I have the Toby on pre-order. He's the only one that I actually have on pre-order, but I will get Catwoman and Wolverine. I had the Batman Deluxe on order, but I canceled that. Got my NRD back because it was pushed. So I don't even think we're gonna get that Batman. I know people are like really waiting for that one. I think the opposite. I don't think they're trying to push it out before InArts. I think they're trying to actually make it the best it could be to compete with InArt. I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking is holding that one off. I think they really want to blow that one out of the park. So yeah, Toby, Catwoman, and Wolverine, I really will want to get. And then I'm considering the Vader. I'd need a Vader. He's probably the only OT figure that I would get, or at least like OT character, because this is from, well, I guess it counts Kenobi OT timeline. Anyway, those, and then from that other list that Ben showed, I've been considering that Thor. I hate that movie, but I love the way that figure looks. The Chris Hemsworth.
That one's expensive though. That was like,
but it's like 2 figures. The deluxe is like, well, you can't pose it as 2 figures, but it's like 2 different versions of the suit, I guess.
Quick question for you guys, because I thought of it while you were talking there, Eddie, as well. And I feel like there's like the obvious answer, but I'd be curious what you guys think in the chat as well. What do you think the advantage of one company versus the other coming out with their figure first would be? So like the Hot Toys Batman coming out first versus the InArt Batman coming out first. My first thought would be get in people's wallets faster, but I feel like if the next release is better, you might still get that purchase anyways. Like, what do you guys think would be the advantage of being first or second place when it comes to Batman?
Sorry, can you re-ask that question?
Yes, like what do you think would be the benefit to Hot Toys releasing the Batman before InArt, or InArt versus Batman?
Yeah, correct. So I just think that they're both like almost about to be released, right? So whatever designs they have for these figures, like they're not changing, right? If Hot Toys makes it and InArt's like, holy shit, like they did XYZ amazing, you know, it's too late in the game for either company to change. But I think the way that collectors are, everyone wants to have it in their hands sooner than later. And I think it genuinely, I do think the InArt is the better. But I think if you could have a Batman in your collection for 3 months, right, or 4 months,
it'll be
you
longer
could buy
than
it,
that, though, Zach.
You could sell it. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Even if InArt came out with their release tomorrow in Asia,
you're
it's
correct,
not
right?
getting
Because
to
it's
us for another 6 months,
exactly.
probably.
But I think there is a advantage for Hot Toys. They have the distribution ready where, you know, let's say that the InArt is way better, right? I still think people would buy, even if they have the InArt on order, they would buy that Batman, enjoy it for, you know, X amount of months while the InArt distribution is waiting, and then at some point sell it. And hey, right, you have companies like Jazz Inc. that have already made the Batmobile, right? You could enjoy your Jazz Inc. Batmobile. You could have the Hot Toys for 3-4 months, right? And then when the InArt comes in, you could sell that. I think there is a value to that, right? So I think that's kind of why there would be that pressure. Now, if InArt gets theirs out and they're, you know, 4 months to get it out for the mass release, however long that takes, and then Hot Toys comes out later, I think it's going to be a harder sell for collectors to, like, no one's going to sell the InArt one to get the Hot Toys one. I think the other way around would work, though. Now, Hot Toys has already made the sale, right? They don't care if you sell it after the fact. They just want to sell that initial unit. So
yeah,
that's what I think. That just I'm just a talking head. I don't know nothing, but
I agree
that's
with
what
that.
I think
Though
a lot of people would do.
I think you're going to want to be first to market with this, as long as it's good quality, right? You can't just rush it out and it be shit.
Sure, 100%.
And I compare things to video games a lot, and I get it's not apples to apples, but I think about the Xbox 360 versus the PS3. The 360 was like a weaker machine, but they got it out first. Everyone was enjoying it. And by the time the PS3 came out, I think it took a lot out of the air out of the excitement of that PS3. And they ended up winning that cycle, right? Because they were the first to market and they were really the first with that type of tech. So yeah, I think that could be a really big benefit if Hot Toys is able to get it out, mass distribution, and then InArt doesn't come out with theirs, even if it drops, for a wider release for several months. I think it's a huge advantage for Hot Toys.
Also, I just don't see that many people putting the InArt Batman in the Jazzing Batmobile. For me, like when I have those choices, right, for the different Batmobiles I have, like the worst one is always the one that I put where it's least seen, right? So I could see them picking up this one and enjoying it for a few months, and then when the InArt comes out, hey, I'm just going to stuff this in the driver's side of the Batmobile, right? So I think there is an added benefit. They are both very expensive figures, but I do think that there is some benefit to being first here. And, it's not like, Hot Toys with their Joker where it's coming out way later. I think there definitely is some benefit that could be had here.
Well, and I think you guys nailed the distribution part of it. Marco, I hadn't even really considered that. Like you said, with InArt, if it came out tomorrow, it would be potentially months before we actually had it in hand. Whereas if it was Hot Toys saying there tomorrow, people would start getting, those shipping notifications pretty darn quick. And I know a lot of us are pretty impatient. We've already been waiting a long time. That movie came out a while ago now already. Like we're itching for it. So no, all good points, boys. Yeah, I was curious.
Yeah. And to put it into perspective, let's see. I want to say, who was the first reviewer to get the Gandalf? Was it
Justin.
Bretta? No, Justin didn't review it till much later.
Joel. Yeah, but it might have been Joel.
Well, Justin had it, but he didn't review it for a while.
Yeah.
So I ordered on TNS literally the second it went up. I think I might have been the first or second person to order. It's been 2 months. August 29th. We're now November 11th, and mine just shipped. So August, December, wow. September, October. It's been about two-ish months, 2.5 months. And I should barely be getting mine in hand. So like Marco said, it could be 3-4 months because they're still, like with Kid, I think he said he's barely like at 10% of having sent orders out. And TNS, like I was in their first batch because I was one of the first people to order and pay it off. But yeah, this could be 6-7 months, right, before people get their Gandalfs. I think there's still people that are just barely getting their rooted 2-pack Joker from like spec, right?
I think that they got all theirs out, a few months back, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know, but
I don't.
I want to say the last I heard they were just sending it like at the beginning of this month for the last batch of theirs. I could be wrong though.
Me personally, I don't think that there's any benefit to being first, especially if you're Hot Toys. But I am also an InArt shrill. How do you say that? I'm an InArt shill now. No, whoa! Don't use my word against me, man. Don't be.
It's my favorite word. Calling someone a cuck is like
I don't know. When they were both first announced, I thought the Hot Toy one was good enough, but now the way I'm collecting, I don't think good enough is good enough anymore. I think I want the best. So, yeah, in my opinion, I don't.
Which do you think will be the best?
I think InArt, hands down. The tailoring just looks somehow in that scale. They make tailoring look real, and there's always some.
It's tough.
Bit of toyetic feature about them. They're toys, but for some reason, I only have the Joker, so I'm also just basing all my thoughts off that. I don't have my Gandalf yet, but yeah, it's just
Gandalf? Nice.
Yeah, and I ordered
Gandalf
like
Bros.
Really late, so I won't get mine until next year probably, or like late next year. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think that if you get either of them, you're going to have a hard time selling them. So I don't know that getting one out first helps in that regard because you're going to be eating that money unless, like you said, someone wants to pose one in the car and one outside the car. There are different poses, so you can't have two, but I don't know. And then also with InArt, you could do unhelmeted or no cowl or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
Good takes, buddy. Good, no, totally makes sense.
I love it. Mario says, Marco is marketing hard. Look at that background. Yeah, I told him, I was like, what the hell is this? Mr. 16 Fix.
Wow. Make
Friendly
the
reminder.
show background 16 Fix. You can
Send me the link, bro.
We shouldn't allow other panelists to have YouTube channels anymore, Zach. I think that we fucked up with that one, you know.
I was trying to convert mine to the Ben Thomas show, but all I got was this nut face. I hate to see it.
Oh my god, it's going inside.
That's you at Oxcon.
Bro, that's the problem with having big balls. So, friendly reminder, the 2023 Collecting Weekly Figure of the Year Awards are live. You can scan that QR code on your television screen, or you can use the here we go. Use the link there in the chat to nominate your figures and companies that meant the most to you this year in collecting. We'll keep nominations open, I want to say, for about 2 more weeks. Someone will win $50, and we'll pick a series of finalists for each category. We have Most Improved Company, Best Overall Company, Best Figure Under 35, Best 1/12 Scale Figure, Best Non-Traditional Scale Figure, Best Third Party Figure, Best Portrait, Best 1/6 Scale Figure, and Figure of the Year. So be sure to nominate. Would appreciate that. I think the numbers are still pretty low, so you know, it's going to be the last year that we do this, because it is a tremendous amount of work, and I don't want to do it if the community doesn't really care about it. But definitely get those nominations in. Again, the link there is in the comments, and you can also use that QR code on your screen. Our movie of the week was Saving Private Ryan. Let's see here. Captain John Miller takes his men behind enemy lines to find Private James Ryan, whose 3 brothers have been killed in combat. Surrounded by the brutal realities of war, while searching for Ryan, each man embarks upon a personal journey and discovers their own strength to triumph over an uncertain future with honor, decency, and courage. This movie's intense. In fact, you know, there's a lot going on in this film that is not, you know, explicitly stated, right? There's Captain Miller with the sort of the PTSD, the shell shock, his hands shaking. You know, god damn, Marco, Jesus Christ.
I hate to see it.
Yeah, I remember reading some different facts about this film, and you know, the number of calls into the veteran helpline after this movie came out, you know, just from how real it depicted, you know, some of the combat scenes, specifically the D-Day landings. It really was an important movie, right? For to depict kind of what some of these men went through, and the story itself, you know, right? He's the lone survivor of his family. His mother has already gotten sort of those 3 condolence notes, and you know, he eventually decides, like, nah, I'm gonna stick it out with the brothers that I have left, right? And all right, enough with the backgrounds. We're talking about a serious movie. Let's focus here. And it's a great film. You know, it won a lot of awards. It was a very significant movie to sort of share this story. It's insane, right? The level of depth of this film, you know, like I said, there's just a lot of little nuggets of World War II information here, and it's a great film. It is a hard watch. You know, like I said, it's one of those films that you will see sort of the horrors of war depicted in it, and yeah, this is a good film. Obviously, we did it for Veterans Day here in the States. I was actually watching a lot of movies, war movies this week. A little bit unrelated, but the Outpost, also on Netflix, really good film. I believe it's the Korengal Valley, but definitely another good film. And you know, it's really crazy how much people had to sacrifice so that we could, you know, enjoy the freedoms that we have. And yeah, this is a good film. Tom Hanks is amazing. Matt Damon's amazing. Vin Diesel, I forgot he was in this movie.
Bro.
He is like fucking spick and spin in this movie. It's fucking wild. Yeah, this is who was the one dude that like couldn't kill that guy, and then eventually like
The little coward
Davies or Upham, I think is his name. That guy fucking pissed me off, but yeah, this is a good movie. Really, really good film.
Yeah, I always forget Vin Diesel was in this. I think it might have been like one of his first movies.
He's young in this movie.
Super young. Yeah, this movie is absolutely incredible. I remember when it came out, everybody like wouldn't shut up about how good it was. And I remember kind of thinking like, oh, like this movie is like way too overhyped. And then I finally saw it and I was like, oh, yeah, this is incredible. Such a fucking, it's just like one of those movies where you're just like, fuck yeah, America. You know, we've talked about that before. World War II, those were always kind of like my favorite games to play. Probably because of how good this movie was. Like you said, Tom Hanks is really good in this movie. Probably my favorite scene is with the sniper. I think it's Private Jackson.
Dude, that guy's fucking awesome.
Where he's
like
just
saying the prayers.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
boom, boom,
incredible. Boom. Such an awesome scene. I'm kind of with you. The dude with the coward guy who was just
I fucking hate that guy. Every time I watch the movie, I get fucking pissed.
Yeah, he's really frustrating to watch.
How many times have you seen this thing? My God.
I've seen this probably about 4 times. It's a good movie. Wow.
And then the scene...
I usually watch it around Veterans Day.
The scene... I want to say it's because the guy is being a coward that the other dude gets into like a close quarters fight.
Yeah, he gets fucking stabbed.
And then he's like pushing the knife into his like chest. He's like, shh, shh. That was the scene. It was so brutal. So good. And Zach, I think this is the movie that made me want a 1911.
I dig it. Yeah.
That's what Tom Hanks' character carries. Yeah, dude. Like, that's such a beautiful handgun. And I, like, just rewatching it, I was like, oh, look how gorgeous it is. And I was like, wait a minute. I think this is the first time I had ever seen it. Absolutely incredible. I remember not liking Matt Damon too much in this movie. But watching it again, I didn't mind him at all. But what a horrible kind of turn of events where it's like, hey, like, you're the last of your fucking bloodline, so you can't be here anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh shit, like that's such a brutal, like, imagine like being that guy. It's like, oh, by the way, all your brothers are dead, so you got to go home and you can't stay and fight. And it's just an absolutely incredible movie. It's so wonderful. I can't imagine no one's seen this. So if you haven't, you might be the only person. Go watch it because it's incredible.
Enemy at the Gates is an excellent film. After we talk about this, maybe just run through some other war films that we like. But Ben, what'd you think about this one?
Yeah, the sniper scene has always stuck with me. I remember rewatching it this time and thinking back to that, like just the tension and the sounds, like intense scene. But the whole movie was really, really good, really, really well done. Obviously, I don't have the same level of patriotism that Dean does, but I can still certainly appreciate it for what it is and the story it's trying to tell. Tom Hanks is easily one of my favorite actors of all time. I could watch that guy all day, honestly. And it's amazing how young all these actors are, you know, popping them up in the show or up in the movie. So for me, I think my biggest criticism is honestly the length. It's a long watch, and maybe it's not even necessarily just the length, but just like the weight of the watch. You have to be in a good place mentally, I feel like, to put
100%.
it on. And so I ended up watching it over 2 days because I only watched the first half. Then I honestly had to kind of take a break, went to work the next day, came home, watched the second half, and enjoyed it that way, just the same. So, but if you haven't seen it, I would definitely say that it's worth the watch, even if you just like seeing some of your favorite actors in some of their, you know, earlier roles. Or if you like wartime, historic type films, I think it's worth the watch.
Yeah, to Ben's point, this is an absolutely brutal watch. This is one of my first memories of viral marketing. the first thing that I hear about the film is that veterans are leaving the theater because it's just so realistic, right? And so I remember going into it. Well, I definitely didn't see this in the theaters. I think I was maybe just a bit too young for my parents to take me to go watch something that is this brutally violent. But watching it on DVD, it's just especially that beginning sequence is something that I had never seen before. This is probably the first real war movie that I probably ever saw, and to have something that is this realist, well, I wasn't there, but it's seemingly realistic, and just you can immersive, I would say. Like, you feel like you're there with that beginning sequence, and you feel like you're there with the characters throughout the entire film. That's what makes it so heavy to watch. I think just overall would recommend, but I don't know how, Zach, have you seen this 4 times? I don't know that this is one that I could revisit, again for a long time, but it is just an incredibly well done film, and just an all-time great movie just overall. So really nice choice.
Yeah.
You could ask Mario, because I believe he was there.
Jesus Christ. Wow. He was there for the old war and the new.
This movie, what can I say about this movie? This movie has a great cast. And, I think one thing I can say is I think I've set the record of not watching movie of the week for the most consecutive weeks in a row, because I did not watch this. And I'm pretty sure I've never seen this movie. So, Dean and Ben, that you were talking to me specifically. So I apologize to the people's choice.
I could kind of give you like leeway on not watching it, because it's like, well, you've seen it before, so it's not that big a deal. But holy shit, you've never seen this movie?
I really love the scene when
you
Tom
didn't watch
Hanks
this
saves
movie?
his friends from enemy lines, and then Lieutenant Dan loses his leg. I have never seen this. No.
Bro, Eddie, fucking watch the movies, my guy. Jesus
gave
Christ.
you fair warning in the chat, dude. I know I'm an asshole and no excuses, but I have.
When was the warning? What the hell?
I
One thing you had to do to be on the
Zach-
show.
Zach didn't read half the messages. He's like, you guys didn't pick movie of the week. I was like, bro, I put it in the chat.
Look, at
I
least
hate you.
I'm honest about not watching movie of the week.
All right, Eddie. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure something out, Eddie.
40 lashes.
Yeah, there you go. Next week we're doing Malibu's Most Wanted. Dean and Marco's pick will announce those next show. I think, Dean, did you have a movie you wanted to pick? I don't have a graphic ready, but we can just, I guess, read them off. I know Marco picked.
I thought it'd be funny to do the other Jamie Kennedy movie, Kicking It Old School, but we don't have to do that one. If people are going to be burnt out on Jamie Kennedy movie.
Yeah, there's only so much J-Can I can handle. We'll get Dean's pick. We'll talk about next week, but Marco chose for 297 Godzilla versus Kong. So we'll make a graphic. And
I could only say that this issue would be fixed by picking movies I've seen.
Wow.
So Batman Forever next week.
Wow. It hurts the most coming from you, Ben. You're too nice. I hate it.
I'd watch Batman Forever next week, but
Dean, let's say thank you to the angels that keep the doors open.
The sweet, beautiful angels. Give a quick shout out to Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Aaron Kevin, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Giss, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns, Figs, Billy Badfish, Toy Cartel, Sweet Danica and Lee Walker, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krepp, Big Ol' Fern, Caesar Marquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick Gregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Alad Morgan, 2 Watt, Derek B. Aries Portillo, Alvin J. Aurelis Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi, The Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Shout out Gigi. What a sweetheart.
Wow. Truly Marco's better half. There you go. The November, December Patreon benefits, we have the Just Another Friday Night sticker, the Pro Podcasting JFN for CM Chuck and Double A, and the CW 300 sticker. These will be going out mid to late December. We also have some Christmas design that Manny's working on. We're also going to start the pre-orders for the CW holiday ornaments. If you want to order one for your Christmas tree, we'll probably start that here in the next week or so. But we will... actually, do I have it? Let's see if I can pull up my design real quick. Let's see. Here we go. I put it in the chat. Didn't really get any feedback, but I'm going to run with it. So let's see here. Present. Share this tab. Look at this, Dean. We got the Merry Oxmas. We got Santa with a microphone. They'll be in clear red this year.
I like it.
Actually,
the silence was loud, but
Katera actually helped me hang the CW one that I got last year on the tree. This year, because like we've already crossed the Remembrance Day and Turkey Day, right? So we're on the route to Christmas now. So I set up the tree on the weekend with her, and it was fun. And yeah, she was like, "Oh, what's this one?" I'm like, "That's Collecting Weekly." It's like, cool. So she put it like front and center on the tree. It's pretty cool.
What a sweet angel. Yeah. That's a real keeper there, Ben. Yeah. So these will be going out soon. We'll start those ornament orders soon. Jesus, Marco, you're really doing something there with that background.
Wow. I didn't even notice.
Looks like he's sniffing your back in a weird way.
I have a better photo of this, and I was going to send it to Marco for his birthday, but I just don't want to know what he's going to do with it, so I just can't. It's like a full like 4K photo. It's hilarious.
We need this.
If we get a... Well, we'll see. Tara says, I saw it. I was like, that's definitely going on the tree. I did not ask what it was. I knew what it was. Wow, what a fucking...
Sorry, correction. I've got a bad memory.
Angel.
So Terra is short for terracotta. Is that what you said?
No, Terra is short for Katera.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I like that. That's a pretty name.
Nice.
Patreon starts at $5 for the digital tier. You get access to Ox After Dark and the Patreon chat. $7.50 for the sticker tier, $15 for the Figure Fix Assistance tier, and $25 for the What a Guy tier. You get the Pog Deluxe set and doubles of all the stickers that we have to send out. I do have a few of the What a Guys I need to send out. I have to probably throw in some of the OxCon stickers. We had a little bit of a miscount on some of the stuff we sent out, but we'll make it up to you guys, and we'll send something really nice. YouTube channel members, we have Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hansen, Big Ol' Fern, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Doc Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Good Old Spotchka, Gotham Cenobites, Justin Sports Card, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Mike Litteris, Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, 16 Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S-Beam, Sam Giss, Scarnlord, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sunnyvale Rust, The Ben Thomas Show, and Toy Mafia. If you want to become a YouTube channel member, you can for 99 cents if you're a Patreon member, or $2.99 if you're not. You get loyalty badges, emojis, and member shoutouts. Here's a look at TeePublic. I don't think there's any good sales going on. I would honestly wait for a sale, but we got some cool D&D shirts on there. We got the Ozol Michael Jordan, the D&D party shirt, which was uploaded before that. I don't know why Dean thought it wasn't, but it was.
It was, and I checked right before I messaged just to make
check
sure.
Again. It's definitely, I don't know what you're talking about.
It is now after I said something.
No, it was you watching too much naughty videos on your devices, Dean. It's got it all garbled.
Okay.
And taking a look at the... I definitely didn't un-upload one and then re-upload it after the fact. That definitely didn't happen. Taking a look at the network, we have Monday for live unboxing. Question of the week every Sunday. We started posting those on the group, so if you want to answer Brenton's question of the week, we would appreciate that. OxPD, hopefully we'll be back soon. Small Talk. Is this a Small Talk week, Dean, or is this a OFAC week?
No. It is an OFAC week.
OFAC this week, 2:30 Thursday. After Dark tomorrow, 10:30. Live on the Dice. We just had an amazing session. We all almost died. It was fucking wild. And Bricks and Brews should be, I think, in December. They'll do a little gosh, my brain is not working. Eggnog and Lego video, so, or stream rather. So that'll be a good time.
Gigi, Kevin does wear sweaters. It's not cold enough yet, but I have one ready to go.
Shout out time. Shout out to Moose. It's his birthday. Moose, we love you.
Yeah.
Sweet angel, a gift from God.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Birthday, bro.
Happy
Sent
birthday,
down from the
motherfucker.
heavens. You fucking guy. Happy birthday, Moose. Hope you had a good one. 73 never looked so good.
Wow.
Jesus,
Anyone
is
else
that
have
real?
any shout
He's
outs?
almost Mario's age.
No, I'm just kidding.
What a cool ass dude, though. Hope he's tying one on today.
Shout out to Eddie for that Heat A joke. That may have been one of the most
Not gonna lie,
amazing
I kinda
things
regret
ever
saying
said.
it after the story. So
Yeah, that's
there's a special
anyways.
place in hell for people like me.
a special
I'm
place
pretty
in
sure
hell
you were
for
on your
people
way
who
well
don't watch
before
movie of the
the
week.
Yeah, shout out Rainer. He's in the chat. We hung out today.
We're gonna get dinner on Friday, right?
Yeah, he helped me get a Grail figure. Yeah, that's the plan. Dinner on Friday.
Rainer, let me know if you want to buy a Bad Batch Hunter and Echo.
I thought those were mine. What the fuck?
Oh, do you want them? I'll sell them to you if you want
hate
them.
To see it.
I'm down. I'm down.
One more shout out, if you wouldn't. Oh, go ahead, Dean. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, so if you've been following our podcast for a long time, you followed our journey. And so
Yeah.
shout out to Gigi, who just passed
Shout out
the
to
bar, the
Gigi.
California bar. So yeah,
Let's go, baby.
Only about a 50% passage rate, so really.
Bro, I knew she was gonna pass like
Wicked
100%, bro. I didn't doubt Gigi for a second.
Well, I did, but no,
Whoa!
I'm kidding. She's
How dare
incredibly
you.
smart. It's
A
just
true queen.
It's
How
a
dare
it's
you.
a tough exam, so she pulled through, and yeah, we're incredibly excited for the next chapter of her life. I don't know why I said like I'm gonna be leaving here.
She's
but-
dying, right?
Well, to be fair, she was only holding out on you until she got that pass, and then she was like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how hard could the bar be? Just like A, B, B to the C, D, and a little bit of E, and just go all the way down like that. Should have been
Exactly.
Wow.
right.
I'd
That's
pass the
definitely
ball
why
on
it's
the
only
way
a
home every
50%.
night.
Yeah. Dean ate 2 chocolate bars today. What are you talking about?
And so
what the
Gigi is
fuck?
saying,
Why'd you make that about food?
I don't know.
You didn't have to do that.
I'm sorry. That was rude. that was rude. Oh, look at that.
You are a bad person.
Gigi's
Is that the
saying
same
that
Tara?
Yeah, that's Katera. Very
She
pretty.
has two.
Hey, sub from both accounts though. Don't just comment. Sub from both.
Wow,
Just kidding.
damn.
Sub from both. Sub from both.
fucking fighting for my life for subs this month, bro. Last month was bad.
What were you gonna say, Marco?
So Gigi, when she read the score, because she was gonna wait until after we were back from this wedding, she was like, I don't want it to be messed up, just in case I didn't pass. And then it was later that day when the scores came out. She's like, okay, I'm just gonna look, and then she's like, I passed, and I was like, okay, let me see. I thought she was maybe fucking with me, just the way she said it.
Damn, bro, what
I
the
didn't
fuck?
believe her at first, but yeah, I had never.
So
had
do they
any-
tell you your
wife?
score, or is it just pass fail?
If you pass, you pass. That's it. So there's no score. So just win, baby.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
I liked her
Fantastic.
her Instagram
Go,
post
Gigi.
about passing the bar and then the list you guys made together.
I was like,
She-
save 15,000.
She was.
God
She,
damn. My goal was to
finally
make
said something
15,000.
nice about Marco. I was like, oh, that's so wholesome.
I know she was.
I was
those
writing out a
genuine
comment
moments.
and then I started doing something else and I forgot to finish it. Sorry, GG.
He had to start his
shout
bar.
out, shout out here.
There we go.
Congratulations.
Any other shout outs that we want to give? Shout out again to Collector Joey. He had 5,000 subscribers this week. Very proud of him. Joey, I should have your package sent out probably by Monday at the latest. I have to reprint this thing. I wanted to do the logo as like a positive, but I need to make it like a inset relief because it didn't print very well, and it's kind of a bummer. But I'll send you both. But yeah, anything else? Anybody?
It's not necessarily a shout out, but I didn't have Let's Get Nuts Sunday this past week. I was having some internet issues, so we'll be back on Sunday this week. If you guys got the time, check it out. It's always a fun stream. Eddie will likely be back if he's available. And Classy Thomas, he put up his hand nice and quick earlier in the week. So I got to hit him up for a Classy discount on that Loki, but we'll see how that goes.
Well,
so,
it's my Christmas present, so don't get too excited.
But Let's Get Nuts Sunday. Yeah, don't miss it. It's going to be a fun show.
There you go. Rainer says, shout out to Dean for the hangout today. Anyways, guys. Oh, here we go. We got the Profi Chat Monday nights with on Mario's channel. Be sure to check that out.
Look at this motherfucker. the fuck do you think this is?
Yeah,
Free
it's
shout out time? I don't see your
Wow.
fucking face on the panel list here. Get the fuck
Giving me shit about. Wow, that was brutal.
with Marco.
Friends of the show.
Wow, Eclectic says so. GD is gonna upgrade to an InArt Marco. How dare you? How dare you?
If she's smart. If she's smart.
Oh boy.
Amazing.
No, you guys are both catches.
Love you guys.
Well,
Marco may be the only friend that I have that makes me not feel like an adult. I feel like with most of you guys, like I feel like I'm.
Wait, say that again. I feel like that was a Loki jab at everybody else. What the
Yeah, it was. It was. It was.
We make you feel like an adult?
Well, yeah, like
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
we're all just big kids.
You don't know the real Marco. That's why.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Just sacrificed. Anyways, I have a child.
Can't keep getting away with it.
I'm Zach.
I'm insulted.
Wow. Marco.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Eddie.
Catch you guys on the next episode. Look at Kevin. He's so
I
cute.
might not catch you on that. This might be my last episode.
It might be the last show all of us do, to be honest. Eddie might get canceled. Dean might quit.
Just full screen me right now.
I'm just gonna get high.
We love you guys. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.